Now what could you possibly want with me at a time like this?
Is it true that the Phasalia family was one of the factions that started the conflict in that stained glass?
The leader of one such faction, that was a long time ago. After their defeat, the Union was disbanded under immense pressure, and the Phasalias gradually withdrew from the public eye.
Is this why you had no choice but to publicly change your beliefs?
No. The reasons for the Phasalia family relinquishing their pride and enduring disgrace are far more intricate than that.
What do you mean?
Long ago, Turvin was actually given to... When the conflict had settled, he arranged a private meeting with the head of the family to reveal the truths behind the pilgrimage. He told the Phasalias that when he traveled through the first dark tide and reached its end, there was no sanctuary, only a battlefield filled with darkness and suffering. The heavenly voices he heard were not revelations from the divinity, but the seductive whispers of the Threnodian, casting a lure for puppets to bite. As I told you before, Leviathan is a Threnodian who uses beliefs to spread a spiritual plague. You see, it requires a puppet to carry its voice. The Sentinel realized the Threnodian's plots, and thus the first Dark Tide was launched as a hasty reaping of Raguna and the Sentinel. To save Raguna from the grim fate brought by the Dark Tide, the Sentinel split a portion of their power and entrusted it to Napoli II. This power allowed him to imbue the echoes with the strength to repel the tacit discords and purify the Dark Tide.
And this power was released through the lantern depicted in the stained glass?
Yes. The other part was kept inside Turvin. It was in that very moment, when the Sentinel's power had been weakened, that the Threnodian corrupted and merged with their body, transforming the Sentinel into the form you see today.
If what you're saying is true, the first Primus should have been on Imperator's side. Did the spiritual plague you mentioned affect him?
Although the Primus's body remained whole, his soul was torn apart, caught in the ceaseless struggle between the Threnodian and the Sentinel. Within the body they now shared. The Sentinel's power failed to shield the Primus from the Threnodian's influence. As the two divinities vied for dominance, he succumbed to many misdeeds against his own people. In the end, during that private meeting, he confessed the truth to the head of the Phasalias and begged for release.
So that's why he passed so abruptly.
The Phasalia family was powerless against the Order at that time. Our only recourse was to submit to their cause and keep the secret locked away in our hearts, waiting for the right moment to act. Now what could you possibly want with me at a time like this?
You were pretty harsh on Cardathia.
Before I learned of those record secrets, I had only seen her from afar, heard tales of her accomplishments. While I would be willing to believe she stands with humanity, the more I allow myself to cling to such thoughts, the more I must strip them away and think rationally. It's only then I can be certain these thoughts are my own, and not the whispers I hear in the dark. Now what could you possibly want with me? A trivial experiment. A test designed to find those with the strongest wills and force them into resonating with Turvin. Yet after trying for so long, all we got was the answer, "The maiden is dead."
I don't think she wants to continue this conversation. Better to stop pressing.
Now, what could you possibly want with me at a time like this? Well, I don't intend to wait around either.
Are you going to search those areas we passed before? Alone?
The more clues, the better, don't you think? Oh, and take this. Afraid I've slipped something extra in? Or perhaps you're contemplating dinner with me.
I'm just curious why the matriarch of the Phasalia family packs her own food.
Food is always an easy target for those who find me less than pleasing.
Is there anything else you'd like to ask? I'll share with you all that I can remember. It is paradise.
I take it you don't mean that in a good way.
It is a place where sickness, hunger, sorrow, despair, and dullness of heart cease to exist. There, deacons sing eternal hymns. From a literal standpoint, this line describes in the beginning. The Dark Tide would claim only the areas it touched, assimilating all life as its vanguard.
You mean besides being squashed behind that blue thing? Yeah, I guess. Listen, I figured something out about that frequency. It's not a single frequency. It's like it's mixed up with something else. Or kinda like, a piece of cookie that's been crumbled in with everything else. Which is why it's so hard to get a good bite. To see if it was a threat, I can now say with certainty that it isn't. But since it's a crumbly mess, other than taking up space, pretty useless.
We might encounter something similar at the next two pedestals. Keep an eye on this for me, will you?
Will do. You can count on me, 100%.
I thought I'd slip away quietly and avoid any fuss. Now, here I am dealing with all of you. Since you're all here, how about a morning stroll? Engulfed by Sea's venom. They're a lot feistier than before.
Need help?
Sink into the endless deep. Surge of deep tides.
Checkmate. Leave it to me. Down with the curtain. One with the sounds.
Well, this is where our paths must part.
You're here for the Sentinel. Why would you leave now?
What I saw yesterday caught my attention. It may be tied to the Sentinel. And besides, I'd rather not spend the day twiddling my thumbs seeing as your gondola only holds 2.
Are you sure you want to go alone?
Such concern for me. I do hope to see the fruits of your labor when I return. Mind if I take Turvin?
Go ahead. It's no use now that it's out of the pedestal. Its energy is gone.
It may still come in handy.
I'll add you in my terminal. Call me if you need help.
I just might ring you up once things are settled.
If only I could still fight.
Everyone's doing their part. Don't worry. Nobody's perfect. The waterway up ahead is completely blocked.
That garden once housed dragon echoes. Now there's nothing left but tacit discords. Hognis should be here somewhere. This is where the acolytes used to be tested. Perhaps that Steely over there has instructions on what to do.
You don't remember from your exams?
As the Blessed Maiden, I was exempt. Sounds like they're talking about one of the 3 major belief systems, the faith of unity. I don't remember the pieces being spread out like this. Maybe we could find a way to move them.
Let's give it a try. We still need to rebuild the waterway. There's no point in finding Hognis if we can't repair the waterway. At that distance, we should take a wing ray.
I'll have to go.
Hold on tight. Don't go falling off.
That one. It isn't supposed to be here. There's a gravity calibrator up ahead. Let's put it to good use.
The end has come. Cardothea, grab on tight.
Huh? Oh, okay. That's our goal, right there. But how do we move it?
Help me guide the wing ray to the top of the statue.
Of course. But what do you have in mind?
Wind, guide me.
Is this really okay?
Saves us the trouble of finding some trigger mechanism. Are these the so-called dragons?
Is that a problem?
Yeah, the last one was bigger.
Which last one?
Ganem. Ever heard of it?
I used to ride it. It's Hognis. There's a gravity calibrator behind the collapsed wall we just passed. We can use it to reorientate ourselves. The remnant spark should be able to incinerate the thorns on the left.
You can let go now. How are you feeling?
So soft. So cuddly. I mean, I'm fine.
Cherish every gain. Remnants of the past. It's stuck on the pedestal.
The waterway is still incomplete. We have to look elsewhere.
Wind, guide me.
It's identical to the last statue. Same as before. I'll handle it.
Leave it to me. The hour is upon us. No hesitation. The end has come. Sounds come forth. Hopefully this helps. I see. sense your weakness. Don't push yourself too hard.
It's okay. I'm just doing my part.
We're still missing an area. But where?
Over there.
That might be too high for the wing ray.
Same as before. Just a bit more.
I'll handle this bit. You rest. You've done well. Let's see if I can get a feel for how strong the gravitational forces are.
All right.
Wind, guide me. Leave it to me. The hour is upon us. Hopefully this helps. I sense your weakness. Moment of resonance. Hopefully this helps. No hesitation. Cherish every gain. Cardathea?
I'm ready.
Wind, guide me. Leave it to me. The hour is upon us. No hesitation. Hopefully this helps. Keep it together. The end has come. Strike from the shadows.
It's been a long time since I saw this place as it was meant to be. So beautiful. I had forgotten.
Do you want to stop for a while?
No. We have more important things to do.
Let's check back on Hognis now. Cherish every gain.
Let me remove the sword. At least you won't come to harm if it's a trap.
We'll do it together.
But
If it's a trap, we stand a better chance together.
no traps.
How does it feel to trust me?
It feels good. Why don't you call Foam over? Try whistling. Like this.
Here goes.
Foam heard you. Come on.
The way you were when you saw the plushy echo. It was unexpected. I think the martyrdom of the blessed fleur-de-lis needs a rewrite.
What's that?
A play about you, written by Cristoforo the playwright.
Oh. How did he portray me?
Ahem. I would rather hear the joyous songs of the masses than any solemn hymn of remembrance. Perhaps the Sentinel feels the same.
I'd never say that.
In the end, no matter what anyone else says, as long as you stay true to yourself, everything will be all right. Doesn't matter if it's the Threnodian or the Sentinel. They don't get to change who you are.
What you said back there. Thank you.
Fleur-de-lis, my resonator, why dost thou persist? spread of my gospel.
You are a false divinity. Gehenna will reveal the truth.
Gehenna, the lone dragon to have escaped. The one blessed by the dark tide shall return to us. Continue thy disobedience at the risk of insanity. Look around. Thou hast none left. My most beloved resonator, why persist in the error of thy ways?
I will never forget my cause. If divinity takes up arms against the innocent, I will raise my sword against divinity. With the support and hope of countless souls, I stand before you. They fell, so I may rise! You saw that too? Gehenna, the one you mentioned earlier. What happened to him? Thank you. Anna, Casitomo, Olnat, everyone. I am finally able to face all of you. I am not your enemy, and your sacrifices were not in vain.
Hey, Rover, just now there was...
Shh. Later. Someone needs a quiet moment.
Sorry you had to see me lose my composure. I found my true self again. It doesn't matter if I am indeed the Threnodian's resonator. Because I know who to stand by and who to cut down. Some of my memories have returned, thanks to you and Cantarella.
Feeling better?
No, not yet. Not until we free the Sentinel and defeat the Threnodian. That is why we need to investigate the frequency you absorbed earlier.
My turn to shine. That blue thingy in your tacit mark totally tastes like Threnodian. Of course not. He reeks. Just the smell alone is enough. Like I said, it's mixed up with something. It's too tough to chew.
If the Sentinel splits their own energy to prepare the true Blessed Maiden, then why would they split off the Threnodian's energy and then channel it through Hognis to the person who unsealed the passage? Possibly, but the Threnodian's energy would damage the body of the Sentinel's resonator. You wouldn't be affected, since Abby resides within you. But surely, a second frequency would interfere with the resonance of the Sentinel's true Blessed Maiden.
The answers might lie in the other frequencies that got mixed in. The answer might lie behind the third sealed passageway. Cardathea is starting to make sense of things, but she'll need time to get her head straight. Same as before? We'll keep watch tonight and continue our journey tomorrow.
Of course. Is there anything you'd like to discuss? Dragon Tacet discords lived here long before the Renacita settlers arrived. With time and patience, the Order tamed them into echoes. They are fiercely intelligent and have their own social order. Gehinnom was their king, and the only one we believed could lift the siege of the Dark Tide. We hoped he would bring us the truth, but it seems he failed. Is there anything you'd like to discuss? I am a resonator born of the merge between the Sentinel and Threnodian. So, whose resonator am I? Do I belong to the Threnodian? Or the Sentinel? What does it really feel like to be the Sentinel's resonator? Juhe's resonator sounds like a woman of strong resolve. I would like to meet her someday. Is there anything you'd like to discuss? I need to clear my mind. I won't let my feelings get in the way of our journey tomorrow. You should get some rest. It's late.
Good evening. How goes progress on your end? So, a portion of energy was split from the Threnodian.
Do you trust Gerthia now?
Rover, the soul is like a boiling cauldron. You may know the ingredients you add, but who can predict what will come of it? It might become an elixir, or perhaps a poison, or perhaps it will simply fizzle away into nothingness. I've watched it happen far too many times. One must never grow complacent.
So, any updates on your end?
I found several things which may tip the scales in our favor.
Such as...
It would take too long to explain. And you deserve your rest, don't you? I will be there when your journey ends. We will speak of it then.
Is there anything you'd like to discuss? I need to... You should get some rest. It's late.
What? My eyes are still peeled. Nope. Nada. Zilch. I can't shake the feeling that the two frequencies are somehow connected.
Imperator has the power to split energy, and Leviathan to merge and assimilate. So, the source of that connection might very well be Leviathan's powers at work.
Yeah, could be. Isn't there one last place to go? Who knows what you'll need to cram into your tacit mark next?